Response to intervention, a plan with a purpose. The purpose of meeting with you today is to discuss what response to intervention is and also how it works. Response to intervention is a plan designed to identify the educational needs of all students. All students have varying learning needs. Some students learn at faster rates while other students learn at slower rates. So response to intervention is set up to identify the student's needs through monitoring and therefore set an individualized educational path to create a plan designed specifically for your student's needs. So basically it consists of instruction delivery, monitoring, and then identifying the needs, your students' needs through that monitoring. So the actual plan of response to intervention is a 3-tiered plan. Each tier consists of increased intensity in instruction in order to meet students' educational needs. 100% of the students experience Tier 1, which is the initial phase of response to intervention. During this tier, all students within a class are provided instruction and periodic monitoring through testing and other methods. The data collected assists with identifying the obstacles that impede each student's maximum potential with educational success. So the obstacles might be the instruction, it could be the delivery of the instruction, or it could be that the student is actually in need of additional supports. The instruction could be irrelevant to the objective. It could be basically off topic. There could be a number of things wrong with the instruction, and it perhaps might need to be adjusted. There could also be something erroneous with the material being taught or the delivery of the material. So basically it could be the material being irrelevant again, or it could be the delivery method, because there's children that are visual learners, there's children that are auditory learners. So the delivery of the material might need to be adjusted to benefit the student. But it could also be the student actually needing support. And at this point, this is when the student would be referred to Tier 2. So about 10 to 15% of the students in the classroom are referred over to Tier 2. These students receive a more intensified support. This level consists of supplemental high-quality research-based interventions for the core curriculum in the general education class. So the student's deficit area is focused on to minimize its impact on student learning, and the monitoring has increased from what it was in Tier 1. And that data provides feedback to educators regarding the success of Tier 2 intervention on the students. So the students that require more intensified intervention move on to the next tier, which is Tier 3. And at Tier 3, students are provided with small group or one-on-one instruction. So it's a more individualized instruction. And the progress monitoring increases, and it's more frequent. It's usually about 1 to 2 times weekly. So depending on the data collected at this point, the students could be referred over for evaluation for special education services, depending on how they respond to Tier 3 intervention. The educational impact of response to intervention could be that the plan itself creates more effective instruction, more effective educators, which leads to greater student success. As far as effective instruction, because all students start out at tier 1. So the instruction is critiqued at that point. And like I said earlier, it could be that the instruction needs to be adjusted. The instruction itself could actually be the issue. So response to intervention detects that. It's an early detector for that. Or because educators have to go through a number of steps, they're critiquing their instruction based on the data received through monitoring. They're monitoring continuously. The educator learns to become more effective with instruction and monitoring and the early detection of any issues that might exist. The student success with response to intervention, the response to intervention is geared towards student success. The plan identifies the strengths and weaknesses that students possess. So it could be possible that high-performing students are detected as well as low-performing students are detected. Students with learning deficits and students with exceptional learning abilities are identified, and their educational paths are set accordingly. So basically, if a student is high-performing, it could be possible that they're gifted and talented, and they need more challenging work. So instruction can be adjusted that way. Or it could be a possibility that students truly have a deficit, and instruction can be geared through tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 to intervene and help with the early detection of the issue. Each student receives the instruction that they require in order to benefit from education. I have listed a list of resources. You would benefit from going and looking at it. It gives you more information about response to intervention, and it could be very helpful for you. Thank you.